Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of chocolate in your wrestling. Am I the only person that's realised that New Day are selling breakfast and pancakes, two things you eat in the morning, and therefore it's a new day?
It makes sense now. It all makes sense. It's not just random for the laughs and the funnies and the jokes. It's
I'm just going to just be that dick. I'm just going to move this a little bit closer to you. Just noticed it's a bit...
Who are you?
I'm not Jack.
Oh my God.
It is Jack, but he's evolved.
Yes, you're the Raichu to Jack's Pikachu.
Yes, and instead of Black Sambuca, I drink Lanchester mead.
Oh, you have evolved. Well done. Hello, this is the Cultaholic Video Podcast, where occasionally wrestling gets discussed. And we're all really, really looking forward to discussing wrestling. And not all looking just slightly over the right at the TV we have there.
I shouldn't have allowed this at all.
Hello? It's coming home, I've just been told.
Yes, off-screen, Ross has set up my PC to be displaying the England game. So
Just in case
staring off,
you hadn't guessed
give
by
him a
now,
slap.
we don't actually record these on a Friday. It's a Thursday night. This is it.
K-fave.
21 weeks or something we've done this and it's
dead
gone.
now. What have you done?
That was the end of the show.
Oh, that's it. Done. Pack it up. Go home.
Pack it in. Let me begin with the news from the wrestling world, and we'll kick things off. I don't know if you want to do your bit. I can see your hand trembling below the
chomping at
table.
the
Oh,
bit.
I'm just happy to be
chomping
here.
at the bit.
Well, Jack the Jobber can sadly not be here due to some reasons. So luckily, I thought I'd intertwine two of the most popular jokes here on the show and have Puppet Jack.
Because as you
How
know,
you
Sam
doing?
Driver, everything is better with puppets.
As evidenced by this. No accents spared, which is why he's in black and white. And he was selling us a Poundland. I thought, you know what? I might need to buy one of these. And this is it. So, how you doing, Jack? Yeah, all right? Should we do you with a voice? Or pretend you can't speak like Sooty? All right.
I want to hear a voice.
Why are Poundland selling tiny, like teddy bear-sized England shirts?
Babies
I think
never
this
that
exact. Yeah. This got a small dog just being born. You feel like showing it's patriotic.
Oh,
Made in
God.
China. Yeah, so, Jack, how are you? I'm very well, thank you very much for having us. See? Sounds exactly like him.
Yeah. I guess we should probably explain for our audio viewers, Maffew, audio listeners.
Oh, hello, podcast people.
Yeah, Maffew has
freaks.
a tiny, teeny, tiny England shirt with a black and white cutout of Jack's face. Yeah.
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 And he will be hanging around for the rest of the show.
Oh,
or
the
not.
whole show.
And not for the YouTube comments go, I hope Maffew dies in a fire. Unlike you, Puppet Jack, isn't that right? Yes, and I am even cheaper than the real Jack. Oh, it's great. I can't believe how accurate that is.
Oh, it's so warm in here. I'm going to go delirious by the end of this.
Yes.
It's
But
all right
before we
because
get to the
football's coming home and Nakamura was bitten by a dog.
Oh, what a segue that was.
News.
I genuinely thought, and I hope I'm not the new person, that it was a wrestling angle.
Everybody thought it was bollocks. Everyone thought
Okay.
Dave Meltzer was taking the piss, just doing,
Right.
I'm Dave Meltzer, here's some news. They thought they were letting Asuka and Nakamura go back home early because WWE are over
They
there
let
this
Asuka
weekend.
go back, but, you know, if Nakamura's scheduled, they're not going to let him go
But
back.
no, last night, deep into the night, Thursday morning, we should say, Bakersfield police released a statement where they said the dog accidentally bit Nakamura. How you accidentally go, hung, is beyond me.
Big AJ Styles fan.
But it actually happened, and poor Nakamura, his match with Jeff Hardy was cancelled. We still don't know whether he can wrestle this weekend, back in his homeland.
Oh.
So that's the news.
Whereabouts on the leg was he bitten? Was it close to his balls? Was the dog going for that and missed?
Potentially. If he is a big AJ Styles fan, it would make sense.
But I saw some comments, many of which I can't repeat, but the one I could say and get away with was basically, he told the dog, sorry, no speak dog.
Dog wasn't speaking Japanese when it was barking, so he didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
So
I read it.
it's a bit of, I don't know how...
Yeah, but a kayfabe news took over the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Yeah, Nakamura couldn't schedule. Why? Been by a police
It's amazing, though, because in real life, this wouldn't be news, because as a journalism student, the thing they teach you, dog bites man is not news, but man bites dog. That is news.
Oh, and what a film that is.
Come
by
to
the way.
life.
Oh, Man Bites Dog's a great film. Ross won't have seen it.
Nah.
Nobody watching the show will have seen
No,
it.
nobody will. If you ever get the chance to watch Man Bites Dog, do it. But anyway, enough niche French, Belgian, weird film references about murderers.
It's a black and white
News.
like Jack. Oh, yeah, news.
The deals are official. SmackDown is now the flagship, or it will be next October.
Yeah.
No, but they also said Raw was the flagship show on the same press release.
Did they?
Yeah.
I just saw everyone kicking off about SmackDown
Everybody
being
kicked
the
off
flagship.
SmackDown, and then there was a press release the day earlier where they were like, Raw is our flagship show, and it will continue to... And they just sort of went off.
No, it sounded like flagship.
And we got a bit of a scoop. We all attended
Oh.
Jim Ross Inside the Ropes on Tuesday.
Good old JR.
Good old
Good
JR.
show by Kenny Mack et al. Again. Go to InsideTheRopes.co.uk for all that stuff.
Right, yes.
And Jim Ross revealed that he went for dinner. I don't know if Kenny might be upset with this, but
Go on.
I plugged him. Jim Ross went for dinner with a Fox executive.
I don't think he said it was a Fox. I think
He did. He said it was a
somebody
Fox
who
higher up, didn't he?
Close to the situation with Fox.
He said it was a big
Did he?
guy at Fox, yeah. And
Foxy executive.
one of the main reasons Fox got SmackDown is because of Ronda Rousey, because obviously UFC back in the day.
Yeah.
She was the one that got them in the proper mainstream and flying high. So he said to expect Ronda Rousey to be on SmackDown in next October. So there's
it's the flagship show.
There's a
Well,
scoop.
Whatever show she goes on is the flagship show. So it's on both brands. Done. Yeah, Jim Ross was very good.
Yep.
Good to see him in person. It was kind of awkward when we talk about the plane ride from hell.
Yes.
It's just like, this was happening and this happening, and we're all just howling. Like Ric Flair was wearing nothing but a robe and a smile. Ha 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 ha. Michael Hayes off his head on Halcyon. Ha ha ha. It's not actually that funny. Oh.
People could have died.
Yeah. Your heart could stop doing that, pal. I'm like, that would be even funnier.
It was funny though because it was all under his watch, wasn't it? He was the one who put the plane on and thought he'd would treat the lads after a hard tour abroad.
Yeah.
It was all thrown back in his face.
And they never did that ever again. They never
And
jumped up a
rightly
plane,
so.
as he said.
I can't believe they took advantage of that situation. He was just trying to be nice. It's all he was trying to do.
I think that's it for news, this week.
There's also Howard Finkel is apparently not very well at the minute.
Oh, I didn't know.
Sending positivity to Howard Finkel, and hope
Absolutely.
you get better soon.
Sending our love
He
down the
watches the
well.
show. Down the well, yes.
To Simpsons reference, I know.
Wow, bloody hell.
All the way down.
I'm turning that off.
Yep, so that's the news.
That's the news.
Anything else? It's been a pretty boring
I think
week, hasn't
something
it?
would have happened, right?
Yeah.
Denzel Murray was on Austin's podcast.
Oh, yes,
We're not talking about him. Sorry. Real one.
Who cares
Yes,
about
real
him, man?
one. Hashtag real one.
And he didn't know he was released from WWE until he saw it on Twitter.
But they were saying about the angle, which made Raw 25 make more sense. So Raw
Yeah,
25,
right.
there was the poker game going on, and the poker game was like, okay, we've got some people at MVP, we've got the acolytes, we've got all sorts of stuff. It's like, right, okay, makes sense. It's like a traditional 90s backstage promo, but where's it going? And it just went nowhere. But apparently, if Enzo wasn't released on the day, it was going to be that he lost the Cruiserweight Championship to Ted DiBiase in the poker game. And then eventually, over the course of the night, he'd try and fail to win it back repeatedly. And then Nia would pin Ted DiBiase to get the belt back for him.
It is amazing how part of Raw he was for the longest time. And it's just like, 205 went, sections of Raw went, the Nia Jax storyline went, Cedric Alexander went, Goldust went. It was like, oof. Anyway, he's in a good place now, so...
Yeah.
Is it true that Austin called his song "Hellacious" and/or "Badass"?
I'd
I saw that
imagine so.
online.
Oh, God.
He loves it. He just two of his favourite words, Austin, on his podcast: "hellacious" and "badass."
I can't imagine Steve
Hellacious
Austin saying
promo.
hellacious.
That was a hellacious dog walk. That was a hellacious bike ride.
A hellacious puppet.
That was a hellacious meal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a news.
Hellacious Tommy Tank.
I've had a few.
Wank.
Thanks, Rose.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
It's that bastard time of the week once again.
Can you say that again into the microphone?
No, that's why I shouted. It'll have picked it up.
It would.
I've done this before. Don't
There's
you
no
worry.
respect
Alright.
for audio quality here.
Last week's Hall of Fame nominations were. You had a funny one,
Oh, my God. O.J. Simpson.
and do you want to explain?
I
forgot
remember
his
his name when I had
Fred
to Google
Goldman.
it. Goldman, that's right, yeah. So obviously you,
I wasn't present last week.
in case
so-
you missed last week's, and how could you get, I nominated for the Hall of Fame, and God, I hope it won, I haven't seen this, the rumoured or suggested match of O.J. Simpson appearing at WrestleMania 12,
Right.
and the rumour was that Bruce Pritchard pitched O.J. Simpson to appear for $1 million.
Right.
Russo heard it and goes, yeah, Fred Goldman.
What?
The dad of the...
And grenade.
And no.
No way.
And he can get for $1 million. And Fred Goldman gets one of 3 weapons to use on him. It was like, one was, I don't know, like a knife, brass knucks, or a grenade.
Oh, he's just a live grenade at WrestleMania. What can happen there?
Mate, I would have...
What? There is no way that Fred Goldman would have agreed to do that in front of a crowd.
Oh, OJ, Fred Goldman may have agreed to it. OJ Simpson
Fred
wasn't.
Goldman would have killed him. Like, legit killed him.
That would have been evented.
Oh.
Never mind LT versus Bam Bam Bigelow in the celebrity main event WrestleMania 11.
There's no doubt that OJ would have taken $1 million. But
He would take it
Fred
now.
Goldman, he would have taken it at the time as well. However,
The TNA could offer him now for 50 quid.
is he out
50
yet?
quid.
They
Yeah,
got
I
him
think
back
he
in
is.
prison, didn't they?
No, he's
Because
been...
No, they got him back in because he tried to steal loads of his old NFL gear from
but he's
somebody.
been... I
he been
remember
back
the
out?
story's been about the going to let him out.
Well, either way, whether he did or didn't do it, it was a terrible, terrible, terrible thing.
Let's just move on.
Like, why? How could you pitch that? How could you pitch that? How could Pritchard,
With a big smile.
How could Pritchard pitch that? Like, what?
God, what
it's
can we
like
do
the
to
most
make people-
ridiculous freaking
Oh.
I've ever heard in my life.
Anyway, I nominated Road Dogg for finally giving us some good creative on SmackDown with Rusev go up against AJ Styles at Extreme Rules.
You can't be nice about it. It's not the done thing.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Finally,
That's it. He's going against the greats. Very good. And Road Dogg
Bringing it
never would have
back.
booked OJ Simpson versus...
and Jack the
You
Jobber went for the common chop.
I nominated the
concept
concept
of
of
the
the
And you'll never guess what won.
Oh, please be OJ, please.
Just look at the samurai
Where is
piece
he?
of cutting I've done there on the Cultaholic logo. It's the chop.
Ah, for Christ's sake.
What?
Chop
You
won.
could have had OJ Simpson against.
Half the people don't even know.
Look at the precision on that cutting out, by the way. Delightful.
What? No, you can see his hands. Go out to Sausage Arm Rusev.
There he is.
I love that.
He's got his hands on.
Hands are hard to cut out. He doesn't need hands anyway. We're in! Oh! Hit it! Oh, he's lost
Oh,
it.
for Christ's
Right.
sake.
No.
So this week's nominations are... Sam, I'll let you go first.
Drinking mead, so mead. Yeah. Mead.
Remember last time you did the show, you nominated some coffee.
No, come back to me. I'll have a think. I'll have
Okay,
a think.
good.
Do you go? I haven't got one.
I'm going to nominate the concept of the Irish whip. Oh, filling that dashboard confidential. All right, shut up, Jack. I'm going to go with... OJ Simpson didn't get in, really?
Oh, yeah.
What about a serial killer? Sorry, he's not a serial killer.
Not even a mass murderer.
Yeah, he's not even, not even. Quitted.
on.
One of the famous celebrity matches rumored to have happened. Can't think about. I'm going to go with, because it was on the Bruce Pritchard podcast again. Everything I'm doing is Conrad Thompson related because he's doing All In Starcade. Starcast is the Hulk Hogan Undertaker feud in 2002.
You have to explain this one.
Oh, I'd love to. When Big Red Evil, you got it now, Undertaker was feuding with Hogan. A few things happened. First of all, they dragged him backstage. He was supposed to be hog-tied.
Yeah.
But it was so unnatural because Hulk Hogan showed up in about 8 layers of clothing and a hat. Like, I'm just chilling out backstage. Ooh, it's really cold in July. And then Undertaker got him and was like, whoa, no. And basically dragged him with attached to the motorbike, going, whoa, like
It
that.
would be fun, that.
Yeah, and basically, on the podcast, he's like, Michael Hayes looking at it going, this isn't really what I thought it would look like. It looks like a lot of fun, actually. And then he goes into, of course, a big pile of cardboard boxes. Having to be there. And secondly, Hulk Hogan stole his motorbike and stalled it. Yeah. So Undertaker would be like, whoa, no, don't. And Undertaker still has to be there like, no, don't, Hogan.
Didn't put his train on Mr. Nanny to use. What a film. That's a film I've seen.
Mr.
Yeah.
Nanny.
Mr. Nanny.
The guy throwing the dog in the river. In the
Yes.
sequence, yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the background. Oh,
He's just riding
when he's on his
along,
bike.
yeah.
lobbing a dog into the river.
Throwing a dog in the river. Just before Nakamura got bit. And then the part 3, the worst choke slam of all time,
Yes.
Judgment Day 2002. So yes, I nominate, with a big smile on my face, Hogan versus Undertaker. Not 1990, 2002.
I've got one. In relation to, we all went to see Jim Ross and he talked about Play Ride from Hell. I want to nominate Michael P.S. Hayes' dismembered mullet.
There's a story.
There is, yes. So somebody put Halcyon in his drink because apparently he was a bit of a dick. If you read up on the Player Out from Hell, a lot of people don't really like Hayes.
Don't. I've got an ideal.
I think he'd pissed somebody off, and they put Halcyon in his drink, waited for him to pass out, and they just went up to him and just cut the entire back off his mullet. But Hayes didn't realise it apparently until they got to baggage, to customs. This is something Jar didn't say. Apparently, when you listen back to a lot of shoots about it, Hayes gets to the customs barrier and notices himself in the mirror and notices his ponytail of his mullet's gone, and then just starts wigging out, just starts trying to fight people and kicking off to the point where like wardens are now starting to come over. But yeah, I just think I like the idea of what JR said, where Hayes put the hair that he found in a little bag and a reward offering the name of whoever cut the ponytail off. But that was nailed to the back of the locker room door. But
I love that X-Pac talked about it because he was the one who did it.
Yeah,
in his
that was
interview.
his X-Pac.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
'Cause he said when he was doing it, everyone on the plane was looking at him and he went, sniff. Everyone went, yay! Like that. Yeah. And apparently, I don't know if it was related to this Halcyon or the fact that he was drunk beforehand, but apparently he was so...
Because
he was so wasted.
He was drunk and being a complete arsehole to people.
I think that might have been it.
Yeah.
He was so wasted apparently that he mistook Linda McMahon for a toilet.
Yes, he pissed on Linda McMahon, or he
was about to. He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta go to the toilet. And trying to be like, no.
To be fair, if she was in a comatose state back then,
just respecting kayfabe the entire journey, just sat there.
Then she stands up, the entire crowd, yay! Jeez, I was in a vegetative state. Don't see your promos, Jesus.
Yeah,
and what's yours?
I'm going to go for Jim Ross because he believes he deserves it. He's a bloody lovely man. We went to see him the other night. There you go.
Yeah, somebody was taking stealth photos of me to put on Snapchat.
What?
They didn't realise they had the photo.
This was Jen, wasn't it? It was
somebody. I forget who it was.
He was what was he speaking of? If he was speaking about something really,
he was talking about something very, very serious.
Yeah, and all you hear in the background is boing, boing.
She meant to put the audio of dun dun dun. She took the photo there, so it was zooming in my face, but he just went boing, boing, and it was zooming in on me. And he's there like, "Well, my wife died," and all you hear is one phone in the back going boing, boing, and they're trying to switch it off.
That bollocks, Jen Louise can go in the Hall of Fame from me this week.
And even better. Oh, Ross, you'll love this. She was like, why are people calling me a diddler on Twitter? I went, I hope it's because of Ross. If it's not,
on the stream on Monday night with me and Pachi were just talking about straight to hell and future guests, and I'm like, I've asked her, but she's doesn't quite know whether she wants to or not. So we're like, just tell her.
A diddler?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what that meant?
So we're like, just everyone tweet Jen Louise saying, how are you, diddler? From straight to hell. So everyone did.
No.
So
and boing.
Yeah. So Jen Louise for ruining a quite poignant moment on Tuesday night. That is my.
I remember when I met my first girlfriend.
I need to let you know, by the way, there was a very serious message came through the YouTube from a concerned man from Texas who wanted to know if you knew.
Steady now.
If either of you or any of you who do the podcast, you monsters, knew what diddler means outside of the context of this podcast. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed.
Wait, if he's from Texas, he must be one.
Those are the opinions of Maffew of Botchamania,
not mine, not ours.
Wait, what do you mean a certain man from Texas? Wait, is that...
No.
Oh, okay.
Is that who?
I don't know, you tell me.
Anyway, so the three picks this week were Jennifer Louise for ruining a moment at Jim Ross this week. You did.
I didn't. Oh, you mean who I did? All right.
Pick.
I picked The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan feud for 2002. I picked AFI. All right, go Jack. And who did you pick?
I picked Michael P.S. Hayes' dismembered mullet.
And if you want to vote for those, it's patreon.com/cultaholic.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and SmackDown recap.
Yeah, rather than talk about everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown, ramble, and which no one cares about.
Bit of structure.
Bit of things from Raw. Oh, you can help me. Raw dog. Raw. Angle cancels Extreme Rules match. Oh, what a good time this was.
Yes, after promising the same thing that happened last year at Extreme Rules, a 5-man match going on to face Brock Lesnar, it was cancelled because Brock Lesnar, who's not involved in the match, wasn't happy.
Because apparently Vince doesn't feel it's the right time to pull the trigger. That's the rumour going around.
Is it?
Yeah.
On who?
What trigger?
As in, like, Vince doesn't feel it's the right time. The match needs to be built up a little bit later. Apparently, that's what's going on.
So it's still going to be a 5-man match?
Apparently, it's going to still happen at SummerSlam, the big match, but he doesn't know how they're going to get to it. But he didn't feel that was the right decision.
Interesting.
But wait, it's Extreme Rules, then it's what? Something then SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Is it?
Wait, is it?
No, it just must be Extreme Rules and SummerSlam.
Oh, so we're not even talking SummerSlam now. We're going to...
So SummerSlam will be where the blow-off is, where it was originally
Yeah.
supposed to be, but they're not doing the Extreme Rules match in the way that they were going to do it, because Vince wasn't happy with that setup. So I don't know how we're going to get to the point of Roman Brock, but it's not going to be a 5-man apparently.
Well, for once, I am with Senile Vince. Yes, we've just had a multi-man match for the number one contendership with the Money in the Bank. It doesn't make any sense to go, all right, well, the people who didn't win could have a 5-man match.
Do you classify Money in the Bank as number one contendership?
Well, some way of that being, it's hard to get really excited for a feud for a main event title when there hasn't been any. Well, Reigns Lesnar kind of was until it wasn't, because he's not here. So I'm happy with them. I'm happy with them changing it to Reigns versus Lashley, because the opening segment of Raw was great this week. It was like, okay, we're really sorry about the multi-man match. Lashley is now good on the mic because he's just insulting Reigns.
He still looks like he's made out of like gingerbread. He's like proper, just like all happy and like
what?
like Bobby Lashley should be a monster. Should be an absolute monster, and I don't understand why he's just this smiling, lovely.
He was when he coming down the ring, and they taught the Reigns to stop being it. It was like, okay, finally.
I love Reigns' bit though when he's talking about his resume and stuff. That's the Roman Reigns I want to see.
Reigns was a bit of a dick.
And then they ballsed it up by having him threaten to swear. It's like that hokey bollocks is why people don't like him in the first place. Just don't have him do that. He's never ever going to swear, is he? So why have him go shh? It's badass, that isn't it? Swearing.
You can't radio edit.
Why not just have him say it? Like I don't understand.
Because he's not Bailey.
Yeah, but if it's they've got PG, like PG films are now able to do that. Like,
well, apparently they can in the third hour as part of the current deal. Remember that Sean Ross sap?
Yeah, because they'll be past the watershed.
He did that. Yeah. Apparently they can swear if they want in the third hour, but they don't choose to.
Yeah, I just want to see Lashley be a monster. I'm really hoping that the match is going to be good, but
I think it'll be a good match, like.
I want him to play up more of his MMA credentials and I just turn him into a heel, man, for God's sakes, because he just looks like a background character from Shrek at the minute. He's just all happy and nice, and like I just can't care enough.
Did you watch Shrek today?
No.
So you've had Gingerbread Man and Shrek.
Yeah.
Like
I want to stand in the streets and be somebody once told me.
But you know what I mean? He just seems really saccharine. Like there's not really a lot there, and it's all like smiles and I'm a good guy.
Well, I think that's him. That's on him, mate, because he doesn't have a feel for the scenario, does he? He's proved that with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sammy's going this, that, and the other, and he's going.
Oh yeah! Even the commentators, Graves hadn't even go.
He's been horrible about it. He said this, that. Hey,
yeah, Graves doing the commentary for the match at Money in the Bank had to go. Well, he wasn't quite offended as you thought he would be. What would make him mad? Like
it's on him, surely, to look offended when someone says something. But yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. It looks like we're going to get Reigns versus Lashley instead as a singles match.
Didn't want to get rid of that delayed vertical suplex at any point.
It's a good move, that. Not a finisher, it's a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move, but it's a bit boring, isn't it?
That's Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
He is a vertical suplex with a bit of a delay.
Yeah. I feel like when these old people go, no, he was really good in TNA. Yeah. No, he really was good in TNA.
That's what everyone says, isn't it?
Bailey finally attacked Banks, which I can't tell it was supposed to be a bad turn.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, good, because some people online were like, "Oh, they cheered her." I'm like,
it made sense.
What was supposed to? Like,
didn't want to tag with Sasha in the first place. Sasha lost the match, so Bailey was pissed off. That's what happened there. It wasn't a heel turn.
But
I was thinking like,
you would be angry if
she
you were
said
forced
something
to do
naughty though, didn't she, Ross? Something naughty. What did she say, Ross?
She should have said what Roman Reigns couldn't. That's
you
a
ain't
badass,
ish, wasn't it? You ain't
ish. It's a good honour. It's nice to see Bailey with a bit of edge. It was a lovely. I could watch Sasha Banks, as creepy as this might sound. I could watch her getting ragdolled all day long. She takes a beating like nobody else. It's fantastic.
She sells like an absolute monster. But I'm just.
What are you pulling that?
Oh, God, I'm just. God, what a lovely day. Yes, it was a good segment. I hope Bailey keeps on doing this. I hope the inflatable wacky flailing arm people get turned into big middle fingers.
So, I'd rather they go off and she just tears one of them down. That's what I want. Just destroys one.
No, she throws Sasha Banks into them, they all like beat her up.
She just throws Sasha Banks into it. She ragdolls up somehow by the fan, just through the arena roof.
Just glitches like 2K18. And Braun totals Owen's car.
Yes.
So Bailey beats down Sasha. Bailey has to go to counselling. Braun upturns Kevin Owens' car. Kurt's, yay! All for that.
Yeah, that's why McEnroe gets paid more money at BBC to Man's World. Yes, Braun, after being Owens' friend for a bit, actually getting along well.
You felt sorry for Owens, didn't you? Because he got thrown off a 15-foot ladder, we'll say.
A 20-foot ladder.
Then
a 30-foot ladder.
How do you learn to fall off a 20-foot ladder, Ross?
You don't.
Thanks.
And then
Coachman.
Kevin Owens tried to be friends with Braun. Braun said no. They won a match together. Kevin Owens tried to be friends again. Braun said no. Kevin ran away, and Kevin got his car tipped over. So how are you not meant to feel sorry for Kevin?
Yeah, it's a very relatable storyline.
Really had a Shania Twain concert to get to as well.
Which TMZ said hijacked, which was just bollocks because Shania Twain invited him up onto the stage.
And she knew who he was.
Yeah. He had a sign that said, "I heart Shania Twain."
Yeah.
Oh. He said, use
with an I as well.
He said, use my sign. She took it and slapped it. And the other thing about Raw I noticed, I know it's not on the list, I'm sorry, I'll be very quick here. When Nia Jax and Natalya both came out, and it's why, there's many reasons like Raw, obviously, don't be too negative. They both came out and they're both goodies. So they both, at the same time, came out with a Bobby Lashley smile. Paused and then carried on in sync, and it was like, is this just a simulation from a video game?
It was a tribute to Crash and Molly Holly.
Smacky D, Nakamura already got touched in news and by the dog. Ellsworth versus Asuka next week.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
We've not seen an intergender singles match since Becky Lynch beat up on poor Jimmy about a year ago, I think it was, maybe.
That was his last match, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's all right. It's going to be good.
And what did Ellsworth say? His relationship with Carmella is so hot you could fry an egg on it.
He's a good promo, isn't he? He gets it, doesn't he?
He's such a loser.
Yeah.
And there's the people going, I like his work, people going, screw this guy. Like, yeah, that guy beat
Paige,
Angle.
You came out here to ask me on a date, didn't you? No.
Rusev the... Oh, God. Rusev the Diddler.
Aiden English cut a heel little song, didn't he?
Every week.
Pancakes. Well, no, he did 5 weeks where it was all babyface, but now we've got to have apparently heel Rusev against face AJ Styles. Can't just have one based on respect and competition. 2 good guys, we've got to have a heel. So that
I like heel Rusev.
But why when he's winning matches?
Yeah, but why when there's so many people behind him today? Why kill all that? I'm asking.
Because he's not John Cena.
We're going to have him booked as a heel, booked as a diddler, but everyone's going to be cheering the diddler, and it's just not going to feel right, is it?
Doesn't make sense, does it?
Unlike the rest of wrestling, Alexa Bliss, who was, I don't know what the hell she is now, cheered a lot.
Big show.
Sanity done gone lost.
Yes.
These are great, these, by the way. Yes, Sanity done gone lost.
Already? Second weekend?
Yeah.
Probably not originally planned, but I guess with the Nakamura... Can't think of any puns. Just a dog bit him.
A dog bit
just
him,
makes him look weak, though, doesn't it? Like, just give him a couple of victories. What does it matter? Just make him look a bit dangerous and a bit strong and a bit wild. Like, I like Sanity. I really wanted him to sort of... I'm not writing them off just because of 2 losses, but, like, it would have been nice to have them come in and be a legitimate threat. But,
yeah, it just felt a bit early, didn't it? To have them lose.
And we got the greatest moment of all this week of the Jeff Hardy, Eric Young. That wasn't... That was great, wasn't it? Stop focusing on the negative, Jack. And then, hell no. Oh,
that was lovely, that moment. It was really nice. It was really nice.
It really was. It was even better than when Miz said, look, Bludgeon Brothers, you're good. You're not good enough to be the new Miz Taraj, but you are good enough to be Grips on Rough Ref. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. It's like, oh, Kane's back. And I went, oh, Kane. God. And he was like, oh, hell no, Kane. Yeah. Oh, yay.
He initiated the hug.
Yeah.
Growth.
What, am I on a bus? No, not the time of the joke. Okay, so that was it. I've not even had a chance to watch the UK tournament, even though it aired this week, because there's been a thing called the World Cup on. So I'm sure it's good.
I've seen night 1, not seen night. Apparently, I saw someone on about night 2 say it's the best wrestling show they've seen all year, which I think is a very big claim.
I haven't seen night 2 yet.
I've not seen night 2.
So. Did Johnny Saint say that or what?
Maybe it was. He's
Four-way fatal match.
Apparently said 4-way fatal. Bless
Has to
him.
be edited out.
But that happened. Some good wrestling was had. Joe Coffey I was very impressed with on night one.
Yeah.
Threw the bastard Dave Mastiff around like he was a child. So
I love Mastiff, though.
What's his name?
the bastard Dave Mastiff.
There we go.
So yeah, Joe Coffey was good on night one, I thought. But
Yeah, good. I'm glad Joe Coffey's booked somewhere and actually getting paid. I like the 5-star, the sport things that happened last year. So good for you, Joe. All the best for the Bills.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
And it's time for questions of the week. And
I'm excited.
Yeah, even better than the question, is Dolph Ziggler going to vacate the IC title that he now has, like he did with the US title, and that thing that still hasn't been explained 6 months later?
So we're starting off with a
It's not
shout out
relevant.
this week because of the audacity of an emailer. I
I've
cannot
seen
believe he
these.
asked this. We're not going to answer it, but he's out there.
Oh, well,
Put it
shut
up
up.
for-
Audacity
Okay.
of an emailer? Who's the shout out for? Is this like one of
Under
the kayfabe
protest.
commentary things where it's a fake name? But
We're not going to
to
answer this question. I just can't believe he asked it. This was a legitimate
We're not
request.
gonna, okay. Shout out to the King of Nigeria, who asked, "What is the weirdest sexual experience you guys have had?"
What a creep.
That's me and Ross in the back of the ring truck at Name Redacted. but
Oh, yeah,
none
man.
of your
People aren't going to
business.
know about that. I'll be in
Yeah,
the
you have to
observer.
see us in real life and buy
Be in
some
the
pint first.
observer.
In the Observer this week, that now.
Dave Meltzer. Sam Oliver. formerly, the artist formerly known as
King Ross.
King Ross, I guess, yeah.
Taff Cappy
Doing it
Ross.
in the back of a ring van.
It's like,
Yeah, I just can't believe he asked. That was the question.
that's nice. Like, oh, yes, on the PG show, we'll talk about that.
That's not half bad, you know.
Well,
What,
me
the
and-
backstage?
Mead and Fanta.
Oh.
Cultaholic cocktail.
Is this going to be it? The weirdest
It's
sexual
genuinely
experience
quite
is going to
nice.
be, all right, well, let
This is
me...
It smells like sweat, Sam.
It does.
Oh, well, on that note,
does.
all right.
I mean, the mead smells like vinegar with honey in it.
That's like rainwater that's been dripping for a month.
Yes.
Thank you.
good.
I'm not old
Cultaholic
enough.
cocktail.
I'm almost as big as Will Ospreay. To the diddly squats. That's nice, that actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Why... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you.
Diddly squats or diddler squats?
To the diddler squats. Even better. Why does Nigel McGuinness wear a Blue Peter badge? Is it his punishment for losing a Cultaholic prediction?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a mark of honor in it. Like
It
you get a
used
blue
to be.
Peter badge.
I
Not
think...
anymore.
Oh, no, wait. I think I'd rather be buried alive like Ross. You got better. Anyways, it's not a question. Anyways, my question for you all, is there anything a wrestler can do or wear that you're a sucker for? With me, it's tassels on boots, like Warrior, Texas Tornado, Tyler Breeze. Much love, Chris Carney. Yeah, you are. Blue Peter badge
It's a
means
proper
something to
mark
old
of-
people like me. Yeah.
To us anyway. In the
Yeah.
90s, we grew up watching Blue Peter.
Connie Hook, Simon Thomas,
Connie Hook.
Liz Barker, and Matt Baker.
And the
I
pooing
forgot
elephant.
about Connie.
That's your four. How can you forget about Connie? She was the
I
mainstay
just
for
forgot about everybody
many
except
years.
for Matt. Matt's the only one I remember.
Simon Thomas got hired under scandal, of course, when Richard Bacon got caught on the toot.
Yeah.
Was he caught on the toot?
Yeah.
And they have to
Okay.
withdraw the annual that they were going to put out
They-
that year because all stuff like, fun with cocaine. Not cocaine. Jesus Christ.
In the Blue Peter.
but yeah,
That's how you
I
make
know.
your own
I
homemade
guess for
cocaine.
Nigel, for Nigel, somebody that grew up when Blue Peter was like the biggest thing in the UK.
Yeah, everyone,
It's like
even if
a
you didn't watch
major
it, you
honour.
knew what it was.
But like way back, like even my dad's day, like my dad's older than Nigel McGuinness, and he used to watch Blue Peter, and it was like a big thing. So I
It's
guess
lost
it's
its
like a
luster
thing.
now, though.
Is it even on?
I'm sure it must
Probably.
still exist. It must.
Like, how
still
would he get
exist.
it? It
Yeah.
must still be on.
No. Bang CBBC on. It's probably on there now.
No, Belgium are threatening to score a goal. It's a corner kick. We're all right. So
Sucker for ring gear.
I'm trying to think what I like.
Or thing a wrestler can do.
See, I like
I love that shot.
I like Austin getting in people's faces when they're on the floor. I'm also a sucker
yeah.
for big knee braces because it just sells like Austin's big massive knee brace after his injury.
Yeah.
Like it just sells like the fact that somebody's going to target that more, and it looks just like proper.
Tell you what
That's a
gets
good one.
good.
it's when a crowd don't know what to do after something amazing's just
Yeah.
happened. Taylor Bate and Pete Dunne had a great one where they did a sequence of moves and everyone was going wah wah wah, and at the end when they're both lying laid out on the floor knackered, the crowd just go ah. I'm a sucker for that, me. Always brings a smile to my face.
The bit in the ladder match where one dude will put the ladder over his head and do the Three Stooges bit where everyone
Yes.
runs into it instinctively, like flies to a fly killer. What are they called?
What?
Zapper, Bug Zapper.
Yeah, Frank Zappa. Aye.
Yeah.
Howdy, leaders of the Diddler Nation.
Every single
Diddler
question.
Nation.
It felt every single question had Diddler in the opening line. It's
Is that
over.
why you picked this?
Like,
Is why you
we need to
picked
bring
it?
out I am a Diddler t-shirt.
Yours can say that, mate. Mine is going nowhere near that statement.
You'll show
See
up
you
in-
in town with that on. Like, take you out on a Friday night there.
You'll show up by yourself and go, I thought we're all going to wear them.
if there's
Kick him
a
into
comment,
the- like
let's
public square.
lay the gauntlet down. If there's a comment in the comments, saying, I want Cultaholic to release
be like
I am a
15.
Diddler t-shirt with over 200 likes.
Please don't do
We
it.
will tell Adam Pacitti, and Adam Pacitti will probably go, now.
And rightly so. We're not releasing a t-shirt that says, I am a diddler. We're not releasing a t-shirt that says that.
You're right. If wrestling fans are going to wear it, I'll say, I'm part of Diddler Club.
They'd wear, Diddler Club or Diddler Nation, but they're not going to wear
Diddler
a t-shirt that says, I am a
316.
diddler.
Diddler 360.
If you smell what the diddler's cooking.
I'm a Paul Diddler guy.
Eat streak.
Diddle repeat.
Oh, God.
Right, so there's the gauntlet there.
I don't get these jokes. Shut up. It's me. It's Diddler P.
He's out there on the windowsill if you want to grab little DDP.
I'm not grabbing anybody a little after this freaking Diddler discussion. Thank you very much. Howdy, leaders of the Diddler Nation, the nation of
Nation.
diddlers,
Nation
The
of
BBC.
Diddle Nation.
and Jack, a little figurative bus wanker. Hello. Since I wasn't wanking on a bus. Since Ziggler and McIntyre are doing a rinse and repeat of the Michaels Diesel storyline from the mid '90s, Ross, your phone is going off.
Yeah, what you doing?
I cannot believe it.
Pack it in.
Is that that guy from Texas saying stop saying diddle?
Probably, yeah.
Which vintage storyline would you like to see make a comeback, and who would you like to see perform it? Thank you, Karen Dingy.
So which...
Darling.
Sorry, can we just repeat that? 'Cause
Oh,
I was so
whoa, never
shocked.
mind. P.S. Craig Charles once came to my house to film an episode of Corrie. The episode required him to have a stunt driver. The driver was white. Their solution, an afro wig. Craig
What?
found the funny side, but we did not, as someone left the right mess in our toilets.
Why was it important that the driver...
I didn't include it for the question necessarily, just that little anecdote.
Yeah, the question's crap, but what a great anecdote.
Right, so Craig Charles went to a woman's house to film some Corrie.
Yeah, but why
Did you know?
Why the afro? I don't understand.
Because the stunt double.
Oh, it's a
Why
stunt
is
double.
Craig
Okay.
Charles-
The stunt double was white. So
I
their
thought it said
solution
the driver was
afro.
white. I was like, what's that so important? Like,
Because Craig Charles isn't.
no, but I mean, I thought it just said driver, not stunt double, like the guy that just drove him to set.
Oh, yeah, you're right, I guess, yeah. He had a white driver, can you believe it? Leading racist, that Craig Charles. So, storylines like to see be remade, I guess.
The abduction of Stephanie McMahon.
What, and it's never resolved it?
Yeah, just take her away.
I want Rock,
to, Stephanie?
Very sinister, that.
I want Rock Austin again, but without Roman Reigns, as they're trying to sort of half-arse the Roman Reigns being the guy that's being kept down by the company. I'd rather have like a proper McMahon Austin style situation again, with a proper like.
They've
working
tried so
man.
many times, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had like
Yeah, but I think-
19 reiterations of it. I'm all right.
But you could do it with the women's division because Steph can get some comeuppance if she's going to be the more central McMahon. You could sort of flip it on its head a bit, but
Do a screw job on Lesnar. I think people will lose their minds.
oh, that would be amazing.
Even though they've done it, I think it's 9 times they've done it since the first one happened.
Not if they did a real
second one
Not
happened,
if they did a
sorry.
real one on Lesnar, that'd be amazing. Because Brett kicked off, but Lesnar would literally murder every man, woman, and child in the front row until Vince handed them the belt.
I don't
back.
think you will. I think you just go home.
I think he would. Because they're costing him money at that point. He's getting paid per appearance. So if they get the belt off him, then
He turned Scottish when he said per there. Per. You turned Scottish when he said per there.
per. I
Per.
didn't say per.
Per appearance.
Per appearance.
Say some words, Maffew.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Storylines that to be remade. The one where Mark Henry was teaming up with D'Lo Brown and they were going for the tag titles. And Mark Henry turned on D'Lo Brown because he was sick of D'Lo Brown making him do exercise. But all he wanted to do was chill and eat pizza.
Screw everything. Actually, no. We just redo sexual chocolate. I just want sexual chocolate back again with somebody else.
Yeah, wrestlers who have sex.
Just sexual
Consensual
chocolate.
sex.
No,
consensual chocolate.
No, just Mark Henry sexual chocolate. Redone
Diddlers
with somebody
having
else.
sex.
Completely redone. Like, pretty much shot for shot, except obviously after somebody else that isn't Mae Young, obviously. But like, it has to be just, shot for shot remake of Sexual Chocolate with a new wrestler.
Like Gus Van Sant's
Velveteen
remake
Dream.
of Psycho.
When he gets called up, just give it to him. He's not doing anything. It's fine.
No,
Yeah,
that's just not good.
that's what I want.
You're
That's
weird.
what I
You're
want.
Weird.
That's what I want, Ross.
Next
That's
question.
me talking. Hey, Maffew, the puppet diddler.
You got it right.
Get away from me, you freak. Look, spray paint your car. Jack the bus diddler. All right. And the diddler king, Ross. Your surname that I can't pronounce.
You can't say Tweddle. He said Tweedle.
Tweedle. I got a question for you. Who do you think is the dirtiest, most dastardly diddler in wrestling today? I'm talking about a pure diddler. I think this made me run in the ground now. Not someone like Roman Reigns who gets booed because the crowd feel diddled by their booking, or in brackets, cool diddler who gets cheered because their diddlings are funny or cool. Jesus Christ. I mean a diddler so dastardly that they take a sadistic pleasure in diddling in innocent blue eyes.
Well worked, sir.
I love our subtle
played.
emails. Keep up the great work, guys. James, not the one who said, "Eee." P.S. Matthew Wright is a diddler. Pass it on. Oh, thank God you had it right at the end of that. Who is the dirtiest, diddler?
Zach Gibson.
Ooh, that's a good diddler.
He's a good diddler.
I'm sorry.
He's a pure diddler. I couldn't imagine being a blue eye.
Paul Robinson.
Oh, he's a psychotic
Yes,
diddler.
he's a psychotic diddler. I don't know. He's just like, I'm never going to even dare in case he sees this out of context.
He's the
on
most
Twitter and kills us.
convincing psychotic diddler I've ever watched in my life.
I saw him in Ospreay and IPW back when I was a good thing, and he was so into beating up Ospreay. He was just selling the entire match, going, ah! And it was no DQ. There were people in the crowd who were going, right, lads, it's no DQ. The ref can't stop us. Let's help him. And try to bum rush the ring to get him. And the ref's like, Jesus Christ, no. Like, please sit down and calm down. They're like, what do you mean he's getting beat up? And Ospreay's like, help me, help. And the ref's like, stop selling, Will. We're going to die.
He was so
it was good.
underappreciated in name redacted pro wrestling. It was a crime. Paul Robinson.
Yes, very much so.
Well, he wasn't ex-WWE, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing in it. But I've always felt like Paul could have been used a lot better, and he was sort of harangued into different storylines. I honestly think he could have been like a really good solo diddler.
He said it himself. He was treated like Austria's pal, which was true.
Yeah, but like
And it did my head in watching it.
It was
So
it was so frustrating.
every single week. It was one of the most entertaining things on the show.
Yeah, the thing is,
Crowds
it was
loved to hate him.
Absolutely,
He lapped it up.
contempt.
It was
Absolute
lovely.
contempt. And like the way he would go on and everything, and it was just there was so much energy there, and it was just no, we'll just put him with that, and it's like no, take him, use the energy,
No.
put him with somebody else.
So Paul Robinson, fantastic diddler.
Aye.
Yeah.
The type of man to get an argument with himself in the mirror. Hi guys, I've had this idea that if wrestlers were Pokemon, I swear I've already had this question, they would evolve.
Pokemon?
Yes, they would evolve into what?
It's Pokemon.
Pokemon. I've always pronounced it Pokemon. I know it's Pokemon if I'm American, but I'm not.
You bloody weeb.
They would evolve into other wrestlers. For example, Tyler Breeze looks like he could evolve into Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins evolves into Elias. Who do you think would evolve into who? Bonus. Oh, Christ, extra points. What type would they be?
Brock Lesnar's Matt Champ, done.
Thanks for all the great content, guys. I would pledge more to your Patreon than I already do if I wasn't a typical skint millennial. Ha. Long live the cult. We mad Rachel. P.S. I bet you all get stiffies on buses, so stop picking on Jack. Thanks, Rachel. All right, great.
Jack is confirmed the only person that gets stiffies on buses. I can pretty much. vouch for everybody.
I think the first podcast we did, I went, well, when you get that nice vibration, it's just not natural. And everyone go, yeah, it's all these things I think we all get them, but I'm the one talking about them. But we'll laugh at it because it's funny.
I'm just going to have my tuppence in first. Cien Almas evolves into Rusev, and that's where I'm going to drop out because I don't know about.
Oh wait, I thought we were evolving them into Pokemon.
No,
wrestlers.
Who would they evolve into on the
Pokemon.
roster? Well, my Brock Lesnar into Mat Champ.
What the hell was that? Someone's been murdered outside.
Yeah. So like, where are?
It's really bad if this podcast had to get using a Netflix serial about.
Almas into who?
Rusev, because they look very similar. Like Rusev could be
look similar.
Rusev could be his dad.
Have you ever seen footage of Taz, like 97, 98? It just looks like the baby version of Rusev, but way more orange.
Mr. Kennedy evolves into Bob Holly.
Well,
And then they have a massive argument.
So Hornswoggle into Crash, Kennedy into Bob Holly.
Yeah. Bob Holly is the ultimate super evolution.
Absolutely.
Of course he is.
Else.
Should beat everybody.
He's class, Bob Holly.
It's one of the anecdotes of
That's
British
it, is,
again. Yeah, right, hit the tattle.
Don't piss me off. That's Jeff Jarrett. Jesus Christ, you idiot.
I'm enjoying the Jerry Jarrett stuff at the minute, though. Well,
I do like that. His impressions are woefully bad, but also
his
fantastic
Vince
at the
one
same
is
time.
brilliantly terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Impressions of the show are just not to be done. I agree, yeah, bastard.
Which Hardy evolves into which Hardy?
Neither.
Which Hardy evolves into which Hardy?
Does Matt evolve into Jeff, or does Jeff evolve into Matt? Because years ago, it would have been Matt evolved into Jeff in terms of popularity.
But that was Gen 3. Now it's on Gen 5.
Yeah, now there's 8,000 wrestlers.
Um,
Or is it just like Evie?
I think they're very much the same, aren't they? They're the same level, aren't they?
Yeah.
I would say Charlie Haas is Evie because he evolves into JBL.
Who evolves into Brock Lesnar then?
God.
Maybe Brock Lesnar to step up from Hardcore Holly.
Don't be ridiculous.
They have similarly blondish hair. Don't think Brock's is quite as blonde enough, though, is it?
Nah. Brock Lesnar's sort of like a super evolution of Paul Phoenix from Tekken.
Not Sheamus.
Oh, yeah, Sheamus.
So you got Paul Robinson evolves into... I'm trying to think of bald wrestlers now. I've got the arse end of it sorted. Steve Austin evolves into Kane. Maskless version.
We had this question a while ago, so I'll just say Chris Benoit as a ghost type and move on. Question number 5. Hey guys, hope all is well. Oh, thank you. Just wondered if any of you guys have ever had any weird wrestling dreams. Oh God. The other night this is a long one. I had a dream that WWE Money in the Bank was coming to the UK. I attended the show, and at the start of the show, they announced that there's going to be a last-minute entrant added to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Fast forward to the main event. The debut wrestler is the last to enter. We all wait in anticipation, and suddenly, Jerry the King Lawler's music starts playing, and out comes Ross. The smiley face of the guy laughing so hard he's crying twice. He's out there in his old King Ross attire, smiley face once. As he comes down the aisle spelled I-S-L-E, so you're on your own island like this morning doing the weather, bellowing, King! The match becomes the world's shortest Money in the Bank ladder match in WWE history at exactly 4 minutes. I thought that was needed. Due to Ross climbing up the ladder like a normal human being and collecting the briefcase. 2 smiley faces. All the fans in attendance are Cultaholic fans, proving this is a dream. And the pop is ginormous. Ross doesn't celebrate though, as he doesn't know, spelled N-O, what the fuss is all about. It questions why everyone is cheering, due to him simply climbing up a ladder like a normal person to get something. Smiley face, smiley face. Absolutely love the channel, guys. I watch it every single day, and it shows. Keep up the good work, guys. James from Lincoln in the UK.
So I haven't picked that question just for that story. I've picked that question because I had a recurring dream in my childhood that revolved around wrestling.
All right, what was that?
So it would happen a few times a year, at least. It's a nightmare, literally. My house at home, when I was growing up, was at the bottom of like a little hill. Up one side was a path, up the other side was the road to get to the houses. So they would meet in the middle. And at the top was where a bit of tarmac where we would play football. So the dream would be at night. I would walk outside, fully dressed but with no shoes on. walk up the path side to the bit of tarmac where the Undertaker, there would be a lamppost in the corner. The Undertaker would be stood there reading a book. On the other side, there was a garage where we had the goalpost drawn, sat on the floor down there. This is before Kane took his mask off. Kane would be sat there, but like with his mask off, but looking at his mask in his hand. So the revealed face would be there, and I was really scared of Kane in my youth. So you can imagine how that looked like. And I would creep through this little bit of tarmac, and Kane and Undertaker would realise I was there, and then chase me down the roadside back towards my house. But I would never make it to my house because they would get me and then hurt me.
What? Why are Kane and Undertaker just hanging out in Morpeth?
Don't know. Just having a few pints and more after a night out, just hanging around there.
I never ever had a wrestling themed dream. Never.
I used to have that one a few times a year. I always used to wake up crying. Not crying. Inside I was crying. I'm crying inside now. Because Maffew looks bored.
No, I'm just like, yeah.
Has Jack ever had a wrestling themed dream?
I had a dream that we all men were created equal. No, it's not. Don't do that. No. I'm trying to remember if I have, but obviously dreams, you don't always remember them. So I'll probably have had a few, but nothing that made me go, you know what, if I ever do a podcast years later, I'll come up with something.
Yep, I thought that exact thought in 2000.
I'll have probably dreamed about going to a show because I never got to go to like a WWE show until like much later on in my life. I'll have probably as a kid dreamed about that, but I've never had like anything that stood out.
Good job, I'm here then.
Yeah.
Well, I was like,
I had this dream that Brock Lesnar showed up on Raw. That's all I've got, pal. I'm sorry. Clutching at straws. But thank you very much for these, quite frankly, insane questions you supply every week. Can you believe this podcast is free? No, I can't. Please keep on submitting these dodgy confessions disguised as questions.
I'd just make him worse, make him as horrible as he can.
because this is the thing, because Jack brought up a few weeks ago, like, why'd you pick the weird ones?
They're the best.
And I'm like, well, you hear everybody giving their opinion on Roman Reigns, and everyone's got their opinions on Raw. You hear it every time.
Jack, do you like Roman Reigns or not?
And we do a Raw and SmackDown recap, so why not have a
why
different
talk about
the
crazy stuff?
It's one of the reasons why the podcast was so great the first few weeks. I'm like, wow, wasn't Raw great this week? You're like, yes, I've done 5 videos
a
about
brand new podcast that was just mailbag, because I think it'd be like if we got the weirdest stuff. Like I
picked the weirdest stuff on purpose. That's the weirdest stuff we had this week.
Good. It's the only thing that's keeping this thing afloat. Shout out the King of Nigeria.
Yeah. You intrusive bastard. But anyway, if you want
about the football, pal.
If you want to submit your questions to us, it's mailbag@cultaholic.com. Sorry, we had a corner out there.
We really care about doing this podcast
Mailbag@cultaholic.com.
What's the score?
It's nils apiece. It's half-time. Half-time.
You might as well send us a
Maybe we
question.
can look at the cameras now, boys.
Look at that camera. Best backstage bit in tribute to Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens flipping a car. Another tribute to the Sid Vicious moment. 22. You ever see that was Goldberg?
Oh, yeah.
The acting by Sid.
Me?
Tommy was so levels of, oh my God, no.
The story there is that Goldberg crushed Sid Vicious's car the week before, and then Sid Vicious is like, okay, Mr. Valet, make sure you park Mr. Goldberg's car in slot number 22 because they're going to come and crush it. And the valet accidentally parks Sid's car in 22.
Yeah.
Sid finds out and just bursts into flames. He's like, no.
And it's like no. Oh,
It's when he's jumping up and down on the brick, just going like, why me?
That's good. That wasn't what I was going to say, though. The one I was going to say, that first thing that caught in my head was hardcore 24/7 rule.
Yeah.
Many great moments, but the one that always stuck out to me, that to rewind and go back, was when Crash Holly was like, look, I'm exhausted. I need to have some sleep backstage.
This is great.
Okay, look, I'm just going to sleep here. Ref, or somebody like, just watch me. He goes, all right, okay.
He uses the pillow as a
uses
it as a pillow, right? Yeah.
And then Pat Patterson comes in with his own referee, and or maybe Joe Briscoe.
It's Briscoe.
It's a Briscoe,
Yeah.
and goes, ref, come on. Shh. No, like, very quietly.
Proper cartoon stuff.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and then the commentators are going, he's going to pin Crash Holly. And then the refs are going, what?
Yeah, because commentary are whispering as well.
3. Like, Jenny Possible goes, Joe Briscoe's the new hardcore
The crowd are going wild.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, my people are loving this right now. And he's like, quietly go in the room, and then is it the ref? Like, nudges the chair, and he goes, and he goes, runs
Sprints
out.
after him. And then there's this whole bit with him later on in the night. It's like this recurring story, right, with Crash throughout the night and like an injury and stuff. It's weird.
And then it's that the one where Patterson goes, "Oh, congrats, Bill Briscoe," and goes, "Yay!" And it hits him with the
I think
wine
so.
bottle or something, and that's how they have the evening gown. The MediaCon,
God, I forgot about
the
that.
MediaCon Facebook page posted that, like, because Pat Patterson's coming to the UK to do a tour for the first time, blah blah blah. What better way to spend your Sunday than watching the the wedding gown match from SummerSlam, King of the Ring,
accomplished the Continental Champion of all time. Let's watch the evening gown match.
Yeah. So, what's your favourite backstage bit?
My favourite ever backstage moment didn't occur backstage, but it was a pre-tape, and it's a toss-up really because there's two things I love. That both of them take place in supermarkets, and the first one is not my choice, but I love Booker T going into 7-Eleven because 7-Eleven sells Slurpees. I think that's the only place you can get Slurpees in the US is 7-Eleven, and WWE entered a partnership deal with Slurpees to make Slurpees cups. So what happened was Booker T's like, I'm going to get my pre-ritual Slurpee on, but he's been being stalked by Goldust for 2 weeks, and there's this whole standoff in a 7-Eleven. It's brilliant, but it's not that. My favorite ever backstage moment is the supermarket brawl between Booker T and Steve Austin, and price check on a jackass and all of that. And apparently, according to you, Booker T's knob falling out.
No, it's a rumor.
Is it a rumor?
This was half started by me. I'm taking it all. Some guy read close to it.
Well,
and
it doesn't come out though, because we watched it extensively.
I've looked at some people.
He's
No,
wearing,
sorry,
like,
I don't think I
black-
started. Somebody submitted to me and it's like, you know what? No one's ever heard of this. And I retweeted and gone, oh, look at this. And someone did a breakdown on Reddit like it was a JFK assassination. Going, it's not his knob.
Yeah,
it looks like his knob, but it's not his knob.
The
It's
best
like,
part
alright.
of the entire thing is when Booker T finally brawls Austin into the freezer, slams it shut, and he's like, finally I'm at peace. And then he's like walking along, just like hobbling, and then Austin emerges from behind him with like 4 gallons of milk. Just starts pouring them all over himself. It's so good. Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
Because we thought of this question roughly 2 seconds before we turned the camera back on.
Lies.
The first thing that came to my mind was the pre-show for Survivor Series 2016, I think it was.
Right.
Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho in the social media lounge. It's 9 minutes and they are hilarious from start to finish. I sat there with Tom Phillips, who's just taking the piss out of him. Kevin Owens Tom Phillips has got the iPad, he does that, and Kevin was 69, you disgust me. This is before the thing
happened,
Tom Phillips came out. And it's just, it's on YouTube. It's about 9 minutes long and it's just absolutely fantastic. I missed those two as a parent.
Everything they did was just...
Yeah.
How Tom Phillips just didn't laugh his
he's a
arse off
trooper,
at the
isn't he?
time.
He's a trooper.
He said a thing about the Holocaust or something. He's like, don't.
He's just shouting at
He's
the guy
worrying
called-
about looking shorter than he needs to be. That's all he's doing.
He's got the slab squad down.
Yeah.
Bloody Mansouri on the in the editing truck as well. Kevin Owens just losing his bollocks at him. 9 minutes of total hilarity. But also when Brian Pillman's got a gun. Is that backstage? Does that count?
If
I'm
supermarket
counting it.
counts, that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
right.
how can you not like that? Did he shoot him? No.
No, we were distracted by the Kevin Kelly can't think of what gunshot. The explosions. Bless him. And he goes, get out of the way, get out of the effing way. Like, live on Raw, just swearing and cursing.
Oh, there's also Steve Austin and Kurt Angle getting rid of the WCW main event when it bombed. Throw in, who is it? Buff Bagwell and Booker T out of the building. And Buff Bagwell, like, they throw Booker T out the door. Buff Bagwell's like, thanks, guys, and like high five, and they just sort of look at him and just go, and just like throw him out the back door. It's great.
No,
Never seen it
Stan
then.
and Shawn Michaels, that just came to my mind there. Enjoyed that one. Where Shawn Michaels having a crisis, midlife crisis, he's super kicking everything.
Does the barbershop window, Stan's great, but does the barbershop window count?
Why not?
When
I just
Why
super
not?
kicked Stan. I just
when
remember
DX
that.
was showing up to ECW and go, is this the place? Is this ECW? Went, yeah, bingo.
What was Tim, what do you call him, the referee?
Why?
Oh,
Tim
no,
White's
not
multiple attempts. They're horrible.
Pillman would have
big-
sorted him
I'll tell
out.
you, one I saw on YouTube the other day was when it was like DX's second merchandise run. And the backstage with Coachman, and they stick Coachman's head through a wall,
Yeah.
whap his kegs down, he'd bare arses on TV, and they're just like patting his arse. It's like,
There's a term
I
for it.
choppy your PP. That's a brilliant backstage segment. Oh, and what else? Destination OVW, Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. There's so many to choose from.
So
There is a smattering of some highlights from our chat.
yes. What are your favourites? Please post in the YouTube video.
Let us know. in the
Let it
comments
know,
below.
I am fully inducted. What's yours, Jack? When Will Ospreay whipped me, I'm nearly as big as him. Oh no, I saw the tweets going, God, Will Ospreay's small. Kill his career doing that show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jack gets quite a bit. It's the fact that he's a lot taller than he looks on
Am
camera.
I not taller than... Sorry.
He's the second tallest working here, I think.
Yeah, because he's like young and kawaii and all this. I was like, oh, you're taller than me, Jack.
Young in Hawaii.
Kawaii.
Oh, Kawaii.
He's young in Hawaii. He's got a hard head as well.
Kawaii means cute.
Yeah,
Thanks for that, Sam.
he's been called kawaii a few times. He didn't
I'd
know
imagine so, yeah.
God,
That's the new diddler, kawaii.
He's quite cherubic.
he's so fit, isn't he?
Wow,
God, loved it.
like a sexy young Phil Taylor.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. So, hi guys.
Just
Yeah.
end this now, so I can go to a bathroom and think about Jack the Jobber.
Oh, get on the bus. Say something.
Something.
Ross?
Follow me on Twitter at Ross on Wrestling.
Oh, we're doing that, okay.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at Less Defined.
Follow Twitter at Maffew at Botchamania.
Cultaholic everywhere. Don't bother following Jack. He's got enough followers.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Jack. All right. Say goodnight, Jack. Good night, Jack.